Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. In this video I'm going to be claiming Raulito as a 5-star ascendable. I have been claiming the mini collectibles on the daily roadmap, also part of the Onslaught rewards. You've got quite a lot of the collectibles. I think it was 800. I did collect Lao Po the first time round, Onslaught was here, and this time round I collected Raulito because I think he's a much better fit for my roster. Lao Po was just because she had really good control. I think she's a decent pickup, but I'm going to be just only need a little bit. I think I need 10. So we're just going to claim one of my boxes. I've got quite a few boxes here. I still haven't fully decided who I'm going to go for as the S-class character in this region. It's probably going to be Priya, and I need to decide really quick, really. I've been really slow with it. It's my own fault. I've got no one else to blame but myself. So we have picked up the 30 bullets, but these are shotgun shells. Please rename these to shotgun shells, please. But we'll jump out and it should say you've got enough to claim. Hey, there we go. Star pops up. We'll click the star and there we go. We can get Raulito and I'm just going to claim him. I always love claiming characters from the museum when it pops up here. What's up? His smile's a bit like psychotic, I'm gonna be honest. He's got that psychotic, he looks a little bit too happy to be in the zombie apocalypse. I think we will all agree with this. Now, as a 6-star, the main reason I picked him up, and I have to outline this, is not because of his leader skill. A lot of people look at his leader skill and think it's really ridiculous. As an S-class, 600 bleed damage for 3 turns is great. As a 6-star, 300 bleed damage for 3 turns is pretty decent. It's mainly his crosshairs. The fact that he has crosshairs on his active, the fact that he has crosshairs on his rush, he's going to work really well with other characters. I did recently get Alice, of course, so I'm going to get a massive damage boost for my James. And Raulito will work well with Krista, will work well with Priya, will work well with all 3 of these characters, which is great because these are probably the 3 characters that majority of people are going to get their hands on quite early. So this is what he looks like as a 6-star. 1500 bleed damage is nothing to, sniff at either. I have used him in arenas, the draft, and it's pretty decent. It takes a little bit to get going. Obviously, he has to rush first, which can take 3 turns. But once he gets that off, that's a lot of damage. Someone's getting taken out. So here's the 3 teams that I was messing around with when I pulled Alice in terms of, the characters that I can build 3 separate different sort of teams to attack certain teams with. Basically, Raulito fits into all 3 of these teams, and that's why I picked him up. So this is roughly what the 3 teams would look like. Obviously, Raulito would be a 6-star. Obviously, that fast Priya would be the tough Priya, whether it be the 6-star or the S-class version. And basically, the last 2 slots in every single team, one of those 2 slots would have to be a damage dealer. I feel there's just not enough damage in those teams, particularly the Michelle team, just because it's 6 stars only at the moment. So maybe I could go for Henshin, again, the name that I butcher every time, because he's actually a really good character. I used him in draft. He's surprisingly good. Obviously, this new Arav would be amazing if the collectibles were accessible, if I could get him. He's one of the best S-class characters for sure, in my opinion. He's going to have hard counter coming out, no doubt, and he can't really do much against Lao Po defense teams. He isn't good against everything, and I think the last slot in every team could probably be someone that either disrupts or disarms, or something like this. I think a disarm would probably be the best way to go, just to rely on the pure power of my S-class characters and disarm for the rest of them. So as an example, for my Alice team, I could go for something like this. Basically, I could have Alice as a lead, damage dealer in James and Amber, and then have Raulito basically because of the decaps with his active skill, and he can get that off turn 2 with the active, and obviously Amber can rush turn 2 if she's killed someone turn 1. Because she's got follow-up, she'll get 2 attacks on that first turn, and that can be decaps on turn 2, which is going to be very, very useful. Bruce is in there for the disarm, so it's not too bad. I think it's maybe leaning a little bit towards the offensive side. The big bonus of Alice is that she is a revive, so if anyone gets dropped, she can pick them straight back up, and Alice and James are going to get their rushes on the same turn, so I can just rush with Alice first and then rush with James, and then it should be game over at that point against the majority of teams that I would take this team against. Obviously, if I was to take this in against a mismatched team, it would be very different, and I'd be heavily relying on Raulito to get those crosshairs up on characters so that we don't get revive trains going. So I just thought I'd share my ideas with teams I'm building and how I sort of approach team building. If I can have a character that works on multiple attack teams fabulous, especially if it's a support character. Me picking up Alice, for instance, is great because she fits on 2 of the main attack teams that I could use, and she opens up something completely different for me as a leader. Now, if you want team build help for your rosters, I have got a Discord, link is in the description. I will put it on the top comment as well. There is a team build section, so make sure you keep it to that section. There is a pinned post in terms of how to present your roster. Generally, you want to present your roster like this, so this would be one of the screenshots. If you had more alert characters than 15, then you just provide 2 screenshots of your alert characters, just so all your alert characters are in one screen, all your tough characters in one screen, all your fast characters in one screen, and all your strong characters in one screen. That way it's easy to read. And then you join my Discord. Like I said, you go down to the team build section and you just post your team, and someone will reply at some point, whether it be me or someone else, just trying to give you some helps and tips on how to create teams, the sort of characters you want to go for. Don't be worried about asking any questions, whether it be about, you know, the sort of roster you need to go for, the sort of weapons you need to build for certain characters, that sort of thing. Combat mods, anything. But that's it. That's the end of my video. I'm really happy to claim Raulito. I'm going to level him up as quick as possible to get him on those teams, and you can check him out on my live streams in terms of gameplay. I will probably bring out some gameplay videos of my teams once I get them fully built up. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.